So as we all know, as of chapter 80 of the Boruto manga, Sarada has unlocked her Mangekyo Sharingan, and she unlocked it through immense feelings of despair when the village turned against her closest friend and or love interest Boruto due to Ida's omnipotence ability. And we also know that every time an Uchiha unlocks their Mangekyo Sharingan, it comes along with new abilities that they can activate through their newly unlocked Sharingan. And an ability that Sarada is very likely to have with her Mangekyo Sharingan is Amaterasu. Now let me explain. We all know that Itachi had implanted Amaterasu into Sasuke's eyes to be activated when he saw Obito's Sharingan. But that was only a one-time seal, and all uses of Amaterasu we see after that are from Sasuke and his own abilities from his own eyes. So with that being said, it's very likely that Sasuke would have passed this ability down onto Sarada, as he got it from Itachi. There's even further evidence to support this through her Mangekyo Sharingan pattern. The pattern of her Sharingan looks like a sun, and the flames of Amaterasu are known for being inextinguishable and burning hotter than the sun, as well as Amaterasu being the sun god in Japanese lore. And Sarada will also develop her own unique Mangekyo Sharingan ability, as all Uchiha who awaken the Mangekyo Sharingan do. What ability you manifest depends on your deepest desires at the time of you manifesting Mangekyo Sharingan. For example, when Obito awakened his Mangekyo Sharingan, he was despising himself for not being fast enough to catch up to Kakashi and save Rin. So his awakened Mangekyo Sharingan ability was a space-time ninjutsu that allowed him to teleport to and from locations with no distance limits. And when Shisui awakened his Mangekyo Sharingan, his deepest desire was to change the hearts of the Uchiha clan to stop the coup d'etat they were planning. So his awakened ability, Komo Matsukame, which is arguably the most broken Mangekyo Sharingan ability of all time, allows him to put anyone under a genjutsu that is impossible to break, impossible to know you're under it, and forces absolute obedience to the user. The only drawback to it is that it has a cooldown of 10 years. So with that being said, at the time of Sarada awakening her Mangekyo Sharingan, her deepest desire was to stop Ida's omnipotence and to bring everyone back to Boruto's side. So it's a possibility that her Mangekyo Sharingan ability would be some sort of reality warping jutsu that would allow her to manipulate reality in whatever way she pleased. Another possibility could be a genjutsu that is on par with Shisui's, except with a shorter cooldown such as a week or a few days. And another thing I would like to point out here is that Sarada's Mangekyo Sharingan is going to be the strongest Sharingan we have ever seen because it has 8 Chokutomes, which is the most ever out of any Uchiha in the series. As stated by Madara, the more Chokutomes a Sharingan has, the higher the precision of movement tracking and quality of techniques that the user possesses. So by default, Sarada will have the strongest Sharingan and the strongest Sharingan abilities of all time. We also know that when you awaken the Mangekyo Sharingan, you also gain the ability to awaken the Susanoo, which is a giant battle avatar that is manifested from the user's chakra. It's very likely that during the time skip, Sarada trained to have mastery over her Mangekyo Sharingan and awakened her Susanoo. Now the Susanoo's color is based off of the user's chakra color, and Sarada's will likely be either a maroon or a pink color. But the color of the Susanoo can darken in hue the more hatred that the user harbors. So if Sarada were to ever harbor hatred towards someone, her Susanoo would become a dark maroon color. We also know that all Susanoos awaken with a weapon or multiple weapons in the case of Itachi with the Totsuka blade and the Yata mirror. So Sarada's will likely awaken with swords just like her father's. And she would likely find a way to imbue her Amaterasu ability into the Susanoo's sword to create an inextinguishable black flame sword to accompany her Susanoo. Similar to how Kakashi imbued his ability Kamui into his Susanoo shurikens against Kaguya. And the final and strongest stage of the Mangekyo Sharingan is the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. Now in order to obtain it, you must take the eyes of another Uchiha who has blood ties to the original user and implant them into your own body. It is sought after by users of the Mangekyo Sharingan after they start to lose their eyesight and start to experience pain from overuse of their Mangekyo Sharingan. So in order for Sarada to obtain the EMS, she would have to take her father's eyes, but it's very unlikely that that was going to happen. But there have been people shown to not suffer from the drawbacks of the Mangekyo Sharingan and are able to use their Mangekyo Sharingan to its fullest extent without obtaining the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. For example, Obito Uchiha never obtained the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, yet he was able to use it to its fullest extent with no drawbacks. Now this is likely due to the fact that half of his body was made from Hashirama cells, which likely gave him a massive regenerative factor that allowed him to bypass the side effects of the Mangekyo Sharingan. And now, as we all know, Sarada is the daughter of one of the greatest medical ninja Konoha has ever seen, and a master of the Byakugo seal. It's very likely that Sarada will have mastery over the Byakugo seal after the time skip, and will be able to use it to completely bypass all side effects of the Mangekyo Sharingan, and she'll be able to just spam her abilities with no repercussions. As well as the fact that if she takes an immense amount of damage from a strong opponent such as an Otsutsuki, she can reverse her injuries within seconds. So yeah, I think it's safe to say she's going to be absolutely broken.